Good morning. I was actually thinking about doing Good Morning Vietnam. That's not even as loud as he goes in that movie. What a great movie. Either way, guys, that's also an Oliver Stone movie. Did you guys know that Good Morning Vietnam? Oliver Stone did that movie. Goddamn, Oliver Stone, you are a great director. I hope you guys did have a great weekend. We're gonna start this week off strong. And over here, Jackson has joined us. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Vietnam.
Yeah. You seen
I'm
that
just
movie?
kidding. I was there. I was listening to you. No, I don't think
Great
so.
movie.
But I know the saying.
Yeah,
Good
like the
morning,
Robert
Vietnam.
Williams, like, Good Morning Vietnam. It's actually a good movie, but like a little sad because, it's like one of those movies that, like, a lot of Robin Williams movies, you go into them thinking that they're like, oh, it's Robin Williams, gonna be a great fucking comedy. And then you're like, oh, this is kind of funny, but this is also like really fucking serious. Oh, not Oliver Stone, Barry Levinson, Baltimore legend.
I want to watch Goodwill Hunting so
Great
badly.
movie. Great movie.
I
Little overrated.
oh, is it really?
It's like, like everyone acts like it's amazing. It's only amazing because it's Matt Damon's and Ben Affleck's best movie ever, and it's like their first movie.
Oh, I didn't know Ben Affleck was in it.
They wrote it. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon wrote that movie, and then they sold it and said that when they sold it, they had to be the main actors.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Matt Damon's the main guy, and Matt Damon's best friend in the movie is his best friend in real life, Ben Affleck. They're like childhood best friends.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, they used to jerk each other off and stuff when they were poor.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But I watched Semi Pro this weekend.
You never seen Semi Pro before?
No.
I've never finished it just because
Oh
like
really?
I've gone through it. No, I haven't gotten a new MacBook. I've been meaning to buy a new MacBook though. This is still the 2021, Mr. 81. I buy a new computer every year. It's fucking terrible.
Dude, computers aren't they kind of pricey?
Yeah, and I just blow money on new computers. I've bought in the past 2 years 2 computers.
Nice.
I'm about to buy a PC.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, and put the PC right here. I'm on the iMac right here. I got my MacBook here. I'm about to buy another MacBook, and then I'll buy a PC. Well, I'm gonna get the PC for free, I think.
Oh wow.
Well, it's an older one, but I'm gonna pull it apart and replace the old like graphics card and like rebuild it, kind of. My dad's like a IT guy, so
Oh,
my
okay.
dad, yeah, one of the businesses my dad owns is a cell phone repair shop, or like technology repair shop is one of the businesses he owns, and like before that even my dad went to school for his bachelor's was IT, his master's was an MBA, but most kids learn to play basketball with their dad, which I did. But my dad like plays like 1950s, 1960s Kareem Abdul-Jabbar basketball because he was born in the 1950s. So it's like, say, he's like dribbling like this, and it's like hook shots and like Rick Barry like granny style free throws, and like it's cool and all. My dad was more the type of guy like, hey, Cito, you wanna help me solder this motherboard into this computer? I'm like, yeah, sure, Dad. So like at like 6 years old, I was like soldering like computer parts with my dad.
Oh yeah.
But all right, let's get into some NBA news. How was your weekend? I hope you enjoyed the summer league.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool.
Any,
Streamed the Rockets game again.
I saw that. I saw that. It popped off. Hella people are showing the summer league. Like, is that allowed now?
I don't know.
I'm not doing it because I'm
Yeah,
like
I
too
don't know.
scared of my channel because that's the type of shit that they won't even give you a strike. They'll just terminate your channel.
Yeah, I don't mess with
I
that
don't mess
stuff.
with it either.
Yeah.
I just know you don't broadcast games. That's piracy. That's
Yeah.
straight on piracy. But no, so James Wiseman, I didn't know you could have 10 fouls in a summer league game. Motherfucker had 7 fouls.
Dude, I
He was good. He was good, but 7 fouls.
I know. I don't know how that's somebody was close to it recently. Scotty Pippen Jr. in their first game he had like four in the first quarter or something
Yeah,
like
dude.
that.
James Wiseman had like 3 fouls. He entered the game with 4 in the fourth quarter. Then just got whoop, whoop, whoop. It was like 3 in a row. I was like, James, what are you doing?
They're
But
calling every goddamn foul, dude. They're calling everything right now. It's summer league.
I mean that you have to understand that like I bet you summer league and preseason is probably when the NBA tests out their new points of emphasis, right? Emphasis,
Yeah, emphasis.
emphasis, emphasis. But you know, like how like at the beginning of last year, James Harden, Kyrie, and all those fucks were like, "I can't draw fouls," and like James Harden went from being a 30-point scorer to like a 15 because
Yeah.
he was getting to the free throw line more than like 2 or 3 times, and then that changed over All Star break. I think, I think the NBA is really trying to be like stop blowing whistles, and they're just like slowly trying to like break the players in. Like I don't know. Like they've been calling a lot of whistles in the summer league, so I don't know. I don't know. In my head, like I, it's not that the league wants to stop being the like. You know how much basketball stops? Basketball stops all the time. I feel like
Yeah.
like basketball games shouldn't go longer than 2 hours. Sometimes they go up to 3 hours now. It's like a football game.
Yeah, there's some components that go into it, but I agree. Yeah.
Eddie, so let's talk about summer league standouts. Who in the summer league has stood out to you?
It's a good question. I would say Mac McClung. I think Mac McClung. I don't know if we talked about him on Friday, but I can't believe
He
the
switched
Lakers.
teams. Yeah.
I can't believe who's running the show over there. I don't know what LA is doing. I think Mac McClung's pretty solid at basketball, and now that he's on Golden State, don't think that they're gonna let him go for anything. So he just went off again, and he's looking poised. And yeah, dude, if there's one team that can just turn him into a freaking star in this league, the fastest, it's gonna be Golden State. So I think his future is set up right now if he can keep balling. G League Player of the Year or G League Rookie of the Year, right? G League Rookie of the Year.
I think
I
he
think
did win G League rookie year. He almost won G
yeah.
League MVP as a rookie. He averaged like 20 something a game. And literally, if there's a great article written on The Athletic how Matt McClung sat down with one of the development coaches on the Lakers and he asked him, "How do I become an NBA player?" And he basically told him, "You have to become a point guard." And that's what Matt McClung did.
He
And
wasn't a point guard.
It's in the sense that Mac McClung, up until he came to the G League, watch at Texas Tech, at Georgetown, he's kind of criminally misutilized at Georgetown, but he was kind of an undersized shooting guard. He didn't really pass. He just kind of went like just scoring, and now he's worked on creating for others, running the pick and roll. And yes, he's still a scorer, but it's not that scoring's always his first option. He looks for other things, and he also plays defense. He never used to play defense. Like now he's actually like somewhat decent at defense. And for me, I don't understand again. So it was only days ago with 2 games of NBA experience with the Lakers in the California Classic, he had to come off the bench for look, I'm trying to read like where it says why he switched after the California Classic, but it doesn't say why. I guess because he's a free agent and he can just choose who he wants to play for. And I guess he just had a better opportunity in his mind with the Golden State Warriors, which makes sense. They don't have a backup point guard.
Is that how that went down?
I guess there hasn't been really reasons why. Everyone's just like he was playing for the Lakers one day, and now he's playing for the Warriors.
I think the Lakers waived him, or I thought the Lakers waived him, and Warriors just picked him up. Well,
Pro- Probably.
I
Now,
think he's impressed me though. Who do you got? I don't really care too much about summer league, if I'm being honest with you. I streamed the first half of the Rocky game, and then people in my chat were being complete morons. Bust, jabust, 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 jabust. It was so goddamn annoying. It's just like, you know what? I'm gonna enjoy this game, and I just ended it, and I enjoyed the game.
So I like summer league. I don't sit there and watch a majority of the games unless like I watched the entire second half of the Warriors game just because I felt obligated that I needed like I wanted to watch Wiseman play basketball for the first time in 16 months or 14 months, whatever it is. I will admit, um, I don't watch it as close. I follow more the stat lines and then I hop in and I look at certain players. My problem is that like I don't care for the rookies like me. Santi Aldama is the guy that's been blowing my mind. Look at this, Santi Aldama, the guy who I think was the steal of the draft last year, the 30th pick, the guy that the Memphis Grizzlies traded up. Santi Aldama out of Loyola, Maryland, put up 22 points, 8 rebounds, 6 steals, 6 fucking steals. No one's talking about this. 6 fucking steals and 2 blocks. Like, where is the Santi Aldama hype? Fuck Kenny Lofton, the Robert De Niro, Zach Shark-looking motherfucker. Like, I'm talking literally Santi Aldama. I haven't even made a video about this yet, but Santi Aldama is a dog.
You know, not to rain on his parade, but that's a total of 8. Jabari had 4 steals, 3 blocks. 3 steals, 4 blocks.
Did he actually? I didn't see that. Is he still shooting it efficient as all hell?
Yep.
Yeah, the jumper looks fine. It's just, I mean, Joshua Primo yesterday for the Spurs couldn't hit the what was it? I think it was Steve Smith on NBA TV was like, are these ribs broken? Are these ribs fucked? Because he was like laughing that nobody could hit a free throw in the G League. I mean, not the G League, the Summer League. And
some of them are tough.
I honestly think something's got to be up with the hoops. Because no, like I legitimately think like they're playing at a college gym. Like I don't think is every game on the main court. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean it's not like they're playing at like a KU where they have the money to replace the rims. Like
they got 2 courts, but I would imagine.
I bet you the second court that isn't the main court that's regularly played on, maybe the rims are a bit iffy. Like, not saying that they're bad rims, it's just like the rims are old, so they're stiff, you know? Like, they're unforgiving rims. That's like, when you go play basketball, if you play outdoors especially, you know that most rims are like single rimmed. They're not tearaways or just, there's like all different types of rims. I don't know. Like, when we play basketball, like, you know, like, if you're just going to have to, I mean, normally, like, if you're playing basketball, you should always just be shooting nothing but net. But, like, sometimes you know that, like, you're going to have to only shoot nothing but net because, like, the rims aren't going to give you that bounce.
Yeah.
You don't play.
Mine are always double rimmed. I was playing on a double rimmed last night.
Yeah, like, all the courts, indoor courts, because, like, my rec center has 8 courts, and they're all double tearaway rims, like so like they're perfect, but one of the courts actually has like a soft spot that I don't play on. Have you ever played on a court with a soft spot? It's so fucking weird.
No.
It's like the wood is like faulty, so you'll be dribbling and then you'll dribble and it'll be like a thud and the dribble will get fucked up and it's like the wood right there is like, I guess, like decayed or like old and it needs to be replaced, so it like like it's like a, like, you know, like how when you're dribbling, if it's like you dribble on a crack and it goes way wire if you're dribbling outside. Imagine that, like, on a wooden court, one like piece of wood is bad, so there's like right under the hoop you can just feel if that you dribble right there, your ball go weird. But I play way too much basketball.
That's weird that Kansas, a future Big Ten school, allows that.
We're not going Big Ten. You know the
Where are you going?
No, ASU and U of A are joining the Big Ten, and it looks like Colorado is going to join, and so will Utah, and then Oregon and Washington are both already had Zoom meetings with the Big 12, and it looks like potentially, well, Oregon and And what's the other school? Next to Oregon?
UCLA or no?
No, I guess it's Washington, right?
Yeah, okay.
Oregon and Washington are here waiting to hear back from the Big Ten and the SEC. If the Big Ten and SEC say no to them, they're going to join Utah, U of A, ASU, and Colorado. Because U of A, ASU, Colorado, and Utah all make sense to join the Big 12 logistically for travel because it's right next to us.
Yeah.
So they're basically guaranteed they're going to join the Big 12 because it makes sense because that means they'll go SEC and then Big 10 and Big 12 will almost be like line in line. And then Big 12 would be the best basketball conference.
No way. Bullshit. Cap.
Big 12, best basketball conference.
No way, dude. No
Yeah.
way. No.
Big 12,
dude. Oh, man. Big 12 is such a boring
Think about this.
conference.
Okay,
I'm
listen.
sorry.
Kentucky, the best basketball, the only good basketball team in the SEC, Kentucky. Okay, and then the only good ACC team is Duke.
Yeah, but
arguably.
Duke's gonna join the SEC eventually.
No football. Their football's too bad.
No way. I don't. Yeah, I
Big
can
Ten,
kinda
Big
see that,
Ten.
but
The Big Ten
you're
said
bringing
no to
in
KU. Big Ten said no to KU.
'cause
10 years.
KU
10 years.
fucking blow.
No, dude, you know we have the number one apparel deal for almost $80 million a year. The second closest school is UCLA for 40, and then also we make, I think it's almost $50 million more than the closest school in basketball money. We make almost $100 million off of basketball. No school
Yeah.
makes as much as money. So basically,
Sorry,
every
football
school,
team.
any conference that takes us from the Big 12 wants us for our basketball program because we will literally make whatever conference we join the best conference in basketball because we would join another good school because every conference has one blue blood.
I'd rather bring North Carolina in and bring Jordan.
North Carolina is part of the ACC.
Yeah, but all these conferences are getting demolished. Clemson's like the last
So
hope
there's
for the
the
ACC.
ACC and Pac-12 are talking about converging.
I wouldn't mind that.
Well, because the
I don't like
Pac-12's
this.
football, ACC's basketball.
I'm not a fan of this at all
I'm
in any
fine
way,
with
shape, or
it.
form.
I think the Big 12 is going on the offensive because they got poached, and the Big 12 is definitely going to be taking back Colorado because Colorado never wanted to leave. Colorado only left because they wanted California schools, but California schools are gone now. So Colorado is going to come back to the Big 12. Utah, at this point, BYU is coming to us. Just join us. Makes sense, and you're next to Colorado logistically. And then you take U of A, ASU. That makes sense, those four schools for the Big 12. I could see Oregon and Washington joining the SEC or the probably the SEC or the Big 10 so they can those schools because back in the day it all used to be, oh, this is where the schools are located, so we have to build around where these schools are located, if that makes sense, like for
That's what I
travel.
like.
But it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't fucking matter. You need to have just as good, you either have to be okay at football and amazing at basketball, or amazing at basketball and okay at, amazing at football and okay at basketball. Like the SEC, they only have a few schools every year, like Bama and Kentucky, that are good in basketball. Everyone else is fucking amazing at football and has so years at basketball. And then you go to the ACC. Some guys are good at football, but mainly those are everyone who plays in like the basketball schools that are right below the blue bloods, you know?
Yeah.
I just think the Big Ten and the SEC are going to try to get Oregon and Washington, and at this point, I know the Big 12 is is on the offense. Like as soon as they heard that the last two schools in California were leaving, they've supposedly set up a Zoom meeting with every school in the Pac-12 and gave them a pitch, and they've been serious talks with the Arizona schools in Colorado and Utah.
I hope they get it because it's, no offense, but it's kind of a poverty conference to me right now without Texas and Oklahoma there.
Texas and Oklahoma suck at football. Well, Oklahoma is good, but
they suck at football. I don't.
Texas, dude, Texas hasn't had a winning season in
Texas is overrated as hell, but I think they're on the right track. But Oklahoma's always been pretty solid.
Oklahoma, listen to this. So Oklahoma Oklahoma had a worse record this past year than Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State was the best. Then it was
Oh
Baylor.
shit, they were pretty good, weren't they?
Like we have good. Like listen to this: Oklahoma State, Baylor, Iowa State. Pretty fucking. Those three always have winning seasons. Then the next four programs, like every other year they have a good year, but like historically are good programs. Kansas State, West Virginia, Texas Tech, TCU.
I like those last two.
Really, it's KU's the weakest link right there, you know? Like that's actually a good now you add in BYU, Cincinnati, Central Florida.
Just don't do anything for me, but
I mean, those are all like winning record, like some of the like the best, you know? Throw in U of A, ASU, Colorado,
yeah, I guess if
Utah.
you throw those in, yeah, if you throw in the Pac-12.
That like I would say like if we get those schools, we're on pair with the Big Ten. It goes SEC, Big Ten, then Big 12. Either way, let's get back to the NBA. So, are we just right now at a stalemate between Kyrie and the Lakers? Because I don't know, you probably saw the reporting. Russell Westbrook and LeBron James were at the same summer league game, and they never approached each other. While every other player approached LeBron James and coach approached LeBron James. Russell Westbrook left out the West tunnel, and LeBron James left out the opposite tunnel on the East exit. And they never approached each other for the entirety of an NBA Summer League game. And, you know, obviously Darvin Ham has continuously preached that they are going to keep Kyrie.
My prediction was wrong.
What?
I predicted Kyrie would be traded by today's show.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think it's getting dragged out, and this is going to be happening on the Nets' term. And the Nets, it's supposedly that Kyrie, the Nets, and everybody are waiting on a third team like the San Antonio Spurs to join.
Oh, okay.
Because it looks like Russell Westbrook will become a Spurs and then waived.
It looks like Russ is. I mean that. I don't think that LeBron and Russ not saying hi to each other is not a coincidence. I don't think that's good at all. They were best boys last year. These guys were best boys at Summer League last year. So if you guys aren't even acknowledging each other, it sounds like kind of like a high school type of situation here. And I know Darvin Ham says like it's funny because we all know they're trying to actively trade him, but then they also are like treating him like he's on the like he is on the roster, but like that they're running with him in the future. You know, so like Darvin Ham's like committed to making it work with Russell Westbrook, but at the same time, he's like openly getting traded with the Lakers GM, and so it just seems like a pretty shitty situation to be in.
Yeah, no. So I think the reason why they're doing that is they don't know if they can trade him. So they're like, yeah, there's all these trade talks, but we're just going to keep cuddling you and making you feel loved. Just if this backfires and you have to stay on the roster. Oh my God, The Bachelorette premieres tonight. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to watch that.
You got cable?
My girlfriend's mom still has an Xfinity account, so like I log into the streaming version of Xfinity because I downloaded the app onto my TV. So technically yes, but I also like I know how to get cable free.
Oh wow.
Yeah, TVUSGo.tv. All you need is a VPN, and it lets you watch any cable channel for free. Yeah, so that's pretty dope. So I watched because like on my girlfriend's mom's Xfinity, because it's like the beta app, it doesn't let you watch certain channels not in your home Wi-Fi. So like certain channels, if I have to watch it, I have to like stream it.
Oh man, if I had cable, my cable's been out for a while downstairs. I love watching cable TV and just wasting time, so I'm kind of glad it's been out.
Dude, Joe Biden's doing awful in the polls.
The polls.
33% approval rating, like Trump
His
level approval rating.
There's all that shit going on with his kid right now.
What's going on with his kid?
It's like dick pics got leaked or something. Yeah. And there's like a crack video.
Yeah, I
He's like
know.
arguing with a hooker about how much crack he has. Or I don't know if
Really?
these are real. I don't even care if these are real. This is stuff I've been seeing on Twitter.
I don't care. If you guys have a problem with the political state in America, all I preach is exercise your right to vote. I have voted in every single election, midterm, and every election I've been possible to vote in. I just believe the right to vote is like, if you want change, vote, and if you want more change, join an activism group. Don't complain. But let's get back to the NBA. I just saw on Twitter there was like a bunch of Biden shit, and I didn't know if you kept up with that.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so Danny Ainge is saying they're built. Somebody died. There's been like 3. Have you heard the sirens drive? Yeah, it's like somebody's dead. Okay, like there's been a fire truck, an ambulance, like a few cop cars. Like T's and P's.
The good news is that Brian Windy said that Kyrie will be welcome to games. Nets would be happy to have him attend Summer League games, but I think he's played his last game for the Brooklyn Nets, so let's go.
Yeah, and I think saying with that, I want Kevin Durant to team up with Donovan Mitchell in Utah.
Whoa.
First off, I want Kevin Durant to be traded because Kevin Durant is not going to be traded in the Eastern Conference. You never trade a player within the conference. When was the last time a player got traded within the conference that was a superstar?
Malcolm Brogdon. Damn
it. But actually, Malcolm Brogdon, you don't trade a
superstar totally.
Yeah. Because you have to think about it is like, why would you play? Why would you want to play in the playoffs your superstar you traded? Would you want to be sent home by the superstar you traded?
No.
Yeah.
Because then you might get fired.
And I think it's all interesting. You know who's coming over? Vasilije Micic. Yeah, EuroLeague back-to-back MVP.
Who's he coming to?
I don't know. So somebody has to trade for him because he doesn't want. He's kind of stated that he does not want to play for the Thunder. He wants to play for the Bulls, the Spurs, the Heat, the Mavs, and a few other teams. Basically, he wants to play with at least every team that has like one European player or is a contender. But he says, I'm still thinking about the NBA. This season, I feel more ready to go there. If it happens, it will happen. Micha explained to Sport24.Germany. Some things that happen to me. Some things have to happen for me to go there, which he's inferring to a trade. I'm enjoying the moment, and if that doesn't happen, I'll be very happy to stay with Aldunlo Efes. I call him Efes because like they're first, but I think it is interesting what is going on there.
That is interesting. How old is he?
28. He's like in his prime. He would be like a shooting guard, secondary ball handler. He's also listed at Raptors. Dude, I think he could be great. I don't think he's like a superstar, but I think he can come in and average like 15, 5, and 5. Vasilije Micic.
Superstar.
What do you think about Ja Morant saying that he could cook Michael Jordan?
Dude, Ja Morant is... I wish we had this show. I guess this isn't even... I swear, this seems so oblivious... Or this... Looking back at this take, it doesn't seem this doesn't seem like a hot take at all, but I swear to you, at the time of this take, it was such a cold take, but I said so long ago that very, very soon Ja Morant will be hated by the NBA lovers because
he's starting to get a little hated.
They're pushing his narrative. They're forcing it on people, and then he just comes out and says stupid stuff. I don't get why these players can't respect their elders and the greats of the game. I like that. Like, I agree that you should have that mentality, but dude, this guy would get embarrassed by a 60-year-old MJ right now. He'd get completely embarrassed. So
Yeah, I think Michael Jordan would fucking embarrass him. Like prime Michael Jordan versus Ja Morant would get embarrassed. I do agree the NBA has this problem is they've been trying to find the LeBron James successor for like forever.
Yeah,
And all they do is it was Giannis a few years ago, but it seems like Giannis kind of said, "Nah, I'm good. I don't want to be the face of the league." And he like shied away because we don't see Giannis pushed on you anymore. But 3 years ago, every other commercial or every other article was like Giannis Antetokounmpo, Giannis Antetokounmpo and his brothers, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now it's all Ja Morant, and it's like they're just throwing certain superstars at NBA fans through the media to see which one will latch on so they can make it because they have to find the new face of the league. Because Steph Curry's too old to become the face of the league.
they're milking it all out. They're milking him out.
You know who they are? Who I low key think their backup plan is? Trae Young.
Trey.
Yeah, Trae. Because you've already seen Trae Young in all those State Farm commercials. But I think Trae Young is going to become the next Chris Paul at this point.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, become like the NBA Player Association president and like be like the pseudo face of the league in the sense that like he's the face of the NBA Players Association.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know. But
It's up for grabs, man. It really is.
it is. Who is the NBA Player Association president now? Oh, CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum.
Oh, I meant the league to
Oh,
become
yeah.
face. But yeah.
Yeah, it's up for grabs, but there's a lot of players who don't want it. But also the NBA. I'm surprised they haven't tried Jokic or Doncic. But at the same time, I feel like they don't want it either.
It's weird. I wonder if there's even like
Who wants to be the face of the league?
those guys. I don't even. I know. I think Tatum. I know Tatum.
Yeah, but he's not.
Booker, but he's not.
They're not good enough. You got to be in the
I know.
Giannis tier. So that's why they try to get young guys.
Someone's got to win a ship.
And I don't mean to say Tatum has peaked. It's not that Tatum has peaked. But Tatum's almost close to his potential. Like at this point, we know what Tatum is. It's all about him polishing up his game and becoming more mature.
Hey, cozy.
Cuzzy, I think they do want international players to. You know how hard the NBA is trying to become an international, an international brand. That's all they care for. Why do you think they own a basketball league in Africa? Why do you think they're trying to buy out every NBA Europe team and start NBA Europe? Because they want the NBA to be the face of international basketball, and you can't just throw like. That's why Giannis and all these international guys are being pushed so hard once they become good is because, if we make the foreign guy the international face of the league, we'll get the European market,
I don't think they want that.
You don't think so?
They might now. They might now want that.
Well, think about it. There's only about 350, almost 400 million people in America.
Yeah.
There's about 6.5 billion people outside of America. 6.5 billion.
Yeah.
And the NBA's best bet is try to become as global as soccer, football. Because like at the end of the day, why do you think the NFL is now trying to expand their game? Because no one in America wants to fucking let their kids play football anymore. Like football at a youth level is becoming like less and less played, and more and more kids only play flag football and then don't even play tackle football because of the CTE, and they rather go into other sports like baseball, golf. Golf's a huge one now. Lacrosse, and a bunch of other sports where there isn't as much competition to get a scholarship, and that it's like, think about why do you think more and more football, like they're expanding more and more in Africa? Yes, they're trying to teach people in the game, but like it's easier like to convince people like young guys who are just as good as athletes to play football than to try to convince the guys who are good at football and basketball. Because if you're good at football and basketball, you're choosing basketball. Anthony Edwards even said he's like, I love football more, but he's like, I'm going to play basketball because I can make more money and you stay healthier.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think yeah, I just think football's dying. Football, like by 2050, will it's not dying, but like they're gonna have a problem with young players in like 20 years. With like the kids who are being born right now. Because if you have a kid, are you gonna push him to play football? Or are you gonna push him to play a different sport? Unless like my kid's only gonna play football if he's like a pure specimen. If he's like 6'5", 250, and I'm like, you're a fucking linebacker.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? Like, obviously, they can play whatever they want, but like,
I'm hoping technology will come through for us.
well, if you start playing Pee Wee football and play till only you're 18, you have a chance of already having stage 2 CTE. Just for playing since you were like 8, 10 years old until you were 18.
Yeah. I know soccer's not got
Yeah.
a big CTE problem, but I know that it's pretty prevalent in that too. So I don't.
It's only for headers, though. Only for players who do
Yeah,
headers. That makes
I just
sense.
I just know people who have played soccer and they just like always. Like I know someone and she used to always talk about like she also used to always mess around like CTEs anytime she'd do something stupid. So I think I did see that the future is flag. I think was that it might have been an athletic article or something, but
I believe the NFL's future is flag, yeah.
I don't like that, and
Well,
I
it's
don't
been
like that at all.
proven that if you got rid of the helmet, and have you seen the stupid helmets they wear? Like those weird like little rugby helmets with the padding? Have you seen them wear those in training camp? It's been
No.
proven if you change the helmet and take off the face mask, football will be safer, but because people have a helmet on and stuff, they get a little bit more. Think about it. If you take off the helmet and the face mask and you put on like a rugby helmet where it's like that cap with the pads and it just covers your ear, no face mask, it's been proven that less injuries will occur and CT will be lowered because people will practice correct form tackling like rugby. Because think about it, in
It's
rugby, you don't blow people up like you do. You don't submarine. Because think about it, in football, you put that helmet down, even though it's illegal, and you just submarine your way through the pile. But now, if you put on a padded helmet, you don't have a face mask. You want to be a little bit smarter about how you're going to attack the ball carrier because you're not trying to fuck up your face.
it's like OG football days.
Yeah. I mean, football almost died. Football had to be
Did it
rewritten.
really?
Yeah, dude, there was a
Wow.
year where I think in 1 month, 15 people were killed.
Holy
Like
shit.
in the early 1900s, 1800s. Yeah, the U.S. president wanted to ban football in America and like had to sit down and explain that like American football's rules had to be rewritten because too many people were dying.
That is crazy.
Yeah, this was like pre-1930s. That's why like basically pre-1930s you don't hear much about football because it was literally every single game at least one person died.
Dude, life was so crazy 100 years ago. I don't think everyone realizes.
I hate to say this, but like I do care about human life, but we like back in the day, human life was a lot more expendable. Does that make sense? Like losing a person, like someone dying, wasn't as big as a deal. But now, like obviously dying is like there. I'm very like I've seen people like die in front of me, so I don't fucking care. Like I'm not that I don't fucking care. It's just like I'm very numb to death in a sense. So like
Yeah, I think people kind of lost this like I don't know if it's respect, but they lost this like pride in their family name. So
mhm.
I think I mean someone dies and it can really affect somebody.
Yeah.
So
Well, like at the same time, like I don't know. It's just like I don't know, man. I just feel like I'm talking more on a whole level. Like, let's say if one person died and it was a terrible accident, it gets blown out of proportion. Back in the day when you read about terrible accidents and someone died, it was just like, oh, it was a freak accident, and they moved on. It seems like, or like society moved on. But now, like, we're talking about an accident that happened. I'm not even. This is not like politically charged or anything. I'm saying, like, let's say if like a amusement ride malfunctioned and somebody died on that amusement ride, people would still talk about that amusement ride accident for 5 years after it happened and like talk about how terrible that company was. But they wouldn't be like that was just a freak accident.
Yeah.
Like shit happens. That's just life. It's like this. Sports are supposed to be fair, okay? And the way they keep sports fair is by regulating that nobody has anything that isn't God-given ability. So no steroids, no metal bats, no, wearing basketball shoes that can make you jump higher, or having like stickum to make a ball stick to your hand. Also, you remember when Dwight Howard put stickum on a basketball?
No.
Dwight Howard wore stickum, like what NFL wide receivers used to wear to catch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they like looked at the ball, like it was like super sticky, and like everyone told them, they're like, Dwight Howard would be the NBA player to make it harder to fucking shoot a basketball. Because think about it, if you have stickum on, it's gonna stick to your hand. So how are you supposed to shoot it?
Yeah, is that legal?
No.
Oh.
So suppose the ball was covered in like sticky shit.
Yeah, I bet. Sounds like a stupid move.
Well, I gotta pull this up. Dwight Howard stickum. Yeah, the NBA did not decide to discipline Houston Rockets center after it was discovered he sprayed stickum on his hands during the 109-97 loss to Atlanta Hawks on March 9th. Literally, this is like one of the... It's so stupid. Stickum. Have you ever seen stickum?
No.
I'll pull up a picture. This is the joke. So, do you know who Fred Blentikoff is?
No.
Okay, he's the guy that, the award. You see this? This is like the joke of how stickum looks. The joke back in the day is that Fred Blentikoff, or whatever, Blentikoff, the guy who they give the best receiver award in college for every year, he supposedly had stickum up to his elbows, and he used to catch passes in the NFL by putting his arm up, and the football would get stuck to his elbow, and he would just grab it off his elbow and run. Or he'd stick up his arm, and because his arms were just covered in stickum, that he'd just go like this, and the ball would just get stuck to his forearm, and then he would just start running. Like, he wouldn't even use his hands. The ball would just hit his forearm and get stuck because it was just all covered in stickum.
Wow.
Bring those days back. But you got, so what do you got right here? And I'm trying to think about the Utah Jazz. What are they doing? What are the Utah Jazz doing? What's going on in Utah?
It's reloading.
Who the fuck are you reloading with? It's not a bad
Donovan
team.
Mitchell.
Well, I actually like this Jazz team right now. They're more versatile. They got perimeter defenders. They got scoring. I just
Who'd
think
they get back?
So they got their new starting center in Jared Vanderbilt, probably, with Walker.
That's right. Vandy's the big one.
Yeah, Vandy's a great pickup. He's probably going to be their starting center with Walker Kessler as the backup and Udoka Azubuike challenging Walker Kessler for those backup minutes. We assume Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell will be the backcourt. The small forward will probably be Bojan Bogdanovic, with power forward arguably being either Rudy Gay or, I guess, Jared Vanderbilt if they want to start Walker Kessler, or Udoka Azubuike. And then you would have probably Malik Beasley and Jordan Clarkson off the bench with Pat Bev. And you have Leandro Balmaro. And you still have Jared Butler. So it's not a bad team. Like I think this team could make the play-in.
Oh,
Are you a fan?
no.
Really?
Team sucks. Yeah.
I
I
think it,
guess I see. I don't think they got the proper depth to.
I think like if you think about it, they do have the proper depth. Like Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley. Then it's Jordan Clarkson, Pat Bev. As
I
that's
don't
a
think Bev will stay though.
I think if they keep it, that's a decent, like, that's a solid, like, mid tier backcourt rotation. And then at small forward, you probably rotate Bojan Bogdanovic and Malik Beasley. At power forward, that's where it becomes a bit iffy because you only have Rudy Gay and Jared Vanderbilt. And then at center, you have Walker Kessler, Jared Vanderbilt, and Udoka Azubuike. You still have Jared Butler as another guard. I think that's a decent team, but
It's a
like
horrible front court.
yeah, the front court's bad. There's no scoring on that front court besides putbacks.
There's not much on much there.
I don't know, man.
I would still I stand by. I mean, trade Connolly, trade
I agree.
Boggy, trade who you can trade and fully rebuild. I would actually probably get rid of. But you're Utah and you have at least star. Mitchell isn't a superstar, but he can be.
Yeah,
They might just be waiting for next year. Who wants to go to Utah
Yeah.
if you get offered somewhere else?
I don't know, man. I really
Apparently,
don't know.
Utah. I was just listening to somebody, and they were saying that Utah is the place to be because the
You can-
Mormon girls have
They-
never been with like a non-Mormon, so you're like a beast.
Well, I don't know if you're being serious, but I mean, if I've heard it's easy to fuck your mom's best friend.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then your former roommate, number one target, and best friend will start dating your ex-girlfriend. Is that incredible? She just responded to somebody calling her a homie hopper on Instagram, and she was like, "Well, he was sleeping with his mom's best friend. He's the real
That's how
homie."
it came out.
Yes, somebody. So on Instagram, news broke that she was dating Zach Wilson's former number one target and roommate and best friend, and
Oh, shit.
they don't follow each other, and they're not best friends anymore. They're not on speaking terms. So somebody posted that on Instagram, and someone commented, "Oh, she's a real homie hopper. You can see," and she responded, "Now he was sleeping with his mom's best friend. He's the real homie hopper."
He is the real homie.
Oh,
hopper,
yeah.
but his is way cooler.
That is dope.
Yeah, she
I-
just kind of sounds like a hoe, but
Like, dude.
but he's cool.
Yeah, dude. He's MILF hunting. MILF hunter Zach Wilson. You know how big of a joke that will be during the NFL season? Like, they will not be able to show signs at Jets games, away or home games, because they'll be like, MILF hunter Zach Wilson. Like,
Forever. It'll be forever. When because the picture will eventually get leaked.
oh, yeah. And
So,
also,
once that picture gets leaked and shit, and if she's just like a dime piece, oh man,
she is. She's hot as fuck.
Has the picture been leaked?
Yeah, just search up Zach Wilson's mom's best friend.
Then yeah, he's probably just
He's-
set for life.
Dude, you know who seems really cool to hang out with? And like, I only heard from Scott Menery on like the Full Send podcast my friend has shown me. Supposedly Johnny Manziel does a lot of cocaine, but he's like so much fun to hang out with.
That makes sense, dude.
I would love to hang
I
out.
heavy fuck with Manziel, especially
I
'cause
love Manziel.
he's followed golf balling for like years now.
Wait, he follows golf balling?
Fuck yeah, dude. I've been seeing that guy for a while. He has his own golf. He has a golf brand.
I love Johnny Manziel. I have a Johnny Manziel jersey, Cleveland Browns.
Nice, Money Manziel.
I fucking love Johnny Manziel. I wish he made it as a quarterback. Would that have been sick?
I remember watching him in college. That was so cool.
Back to the NBA G League. Also, the Brooklyn Nets, Cam Thomas and his backcourt mate David Duke Jr. That must have been so rough having that name growing up. Don't you agree?
Duke Jr.?
Yeah. Do you know who David Duke is?
No.
The man who is the leader of the KKK who tried to run for president.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
tough game.
yeah. David Duke is the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan.
Grand Wizard. What a dork.
Yeah. So David Duke Jr. had 21 points, and Thomas had 26. It was actually quite. Yeah.
Good for Cam.
Looks like there's been 2 tweets. So Miles Turner is open to playing for the Lakers. It's been announced.
Yeah, he is.
What up,
What's up,
Aaron? How you boys? How you doing, boy?
I play for the Lakers as well.
Who?
Me.
You play for the Lakers?
I'd play for the Lakers, yeah.
Yeah, Aaron, he didn't know who David Duke was, and I was telling him, because I said David Duke Jr. and Cam Thomas had a good game, and I was like, damn, David Duke Jr., that must have been rough growing up with that name. He didn't get the joke, so it's not funny anymore when you have to explain a fucking joke. How many hats do you own?
2.
I see 3, 4, behind you 5, 6.
Yeah, there's actually 5 in camera right here.
Yeah.
Right there. Maybe like 20.
That's KU football. Actually, I have multiple hats. They're all I used to wear a lot of hats, but then I just stopped wearing hats.
I'm a big hat guy.
I used to be a big hat guy, but then I realized people who wear hats they're trying to cover up their baldness.
Am I bald?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
It's a fair point.
Yeah, Aaron, give us a hot take to wrap up out of here. What's the hot take today? Also, let's give her a little quick. I mean, longevity-wise and statistically, yes, but overall as a player, no. I think Magic Johnson. I mean, first off, he cured HIVs. He doesn't even have HIV anymore.
Are you serious?
Yeah, if you test Magic Johnson for HIV, he shows up negative, and he can have unprotected sex and will not transmit HIV.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He must be thrilled.
It's wild.
I
So,
don't know if I'd trust that if I was that girl. I'll just let him.
dude, also, my friend showed me Charlemagne's quote where he asked Magic Johnson, he's like, did you ever think I knew it was that nasty bitch?
About it?
Yeah, he's like Charlemagne the God's talking to Magic Johnson. He's like, you ever stop and think I knew it was that nasty hoe or nasty bitch? And then Magic Johnson looks at him. He's like, well, you want to think like that, but in reality, you gotta come back. You just knew Magic Johnson was just like, this man really just asked me if I thought about.
Does he? Do you think? No. I don't really know how you get HIV, but isn't it?
You get HIV from having unprotected sex with someone who has HIV, or you fuck.
So I wonder who it was.
Or you fuck a sheep or a
I
monkey.
wonder if it's ever come out on who it was that gave Magic Johnson HIV. If someone gave me HIV, I wouldn't be pleased. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't be pleased. Yo, what's up, Max Hill? But no, so John Stockton versus Magic Johnson. Dude, if it prime Magic Johnson versus John Stockton, I think Magic Johnson has like 6 inches on him. So defensively, he would just destroy. And yeah, supposedly Magic Johnson's had sex with like thousands of women. Like he fucked he fucked everything that moved.
Might as well. You're Magic Johnson. I mean, yeah, 1-on-1. It's
Magic Johnson's gonna beat John Stockton. I don't know. I'm taking Magic Johnson because Magic Johnson was just. But then you go, well, he played with so many Hall of Fame teammates. But I still think 1-on-1. Yes, we all agree Magic would win. Just he would literally block every shot. I'm going with Magic because like John Stockton. He had Jeff Hornacek. He had Karl Malone, George Karl, but I just think John Stockton was arguably the better point guard in point guard terms, but I think Magic Johnson was the better player. the better athlete, the better superstar. Like one on, if we were not even 1-on-1, just if we are comparing them, who had the better basketball skill, I think Magic Johnson was the more complete player. But Magic Johnson could play point guard, shooting guard, or small forward, or even power forward. He even played center at times, and I think Magic Johnson was the better player. John Stockton, maybe the better point guard.
Yeah, I mean, Magic's like one of the first of his kind.
He was the first tall point guard.
Yeah,
But he also played center for them like in multiple games where Magic Johnson, they would run Johnson at center.
yeah. I feel like I get where he's coming from, as far as like being a classic point guard.
Like a floor general.
Yeah, but I would go Magic as well.
Yeah, I think Aaron put it right here.
Yeah,
Stockton,
exactly.
Magic was the first prototypical point forward. Magic Johnson was the first like positionless player because there was games, I think one of the championships, either Kareem fouled out or Kareem got hurt and they ran Johnson at center, okay, in the 80s. Like that's fucking wild. And I think Stockton, both players could go either way. Like, not either way, could go in any generation and thrive in any era. Their skill set would work in any era. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Now, you don't like Keegan Murray, Max Hill. What are your thoughts on Keegan Murray? I'm a Keegan Murray fan. I've always liked him, but a lot of people are riding Keegan Murray's fucking dick.
I stand by. I saw a tweet saying Rocket fans pissed they didn't take Keegan or something. I still stand by that. I don't think we're gonna see much growth, but I think he's a good player.
He's forced
cool.
Tobias Harris.
Seems like a cool guy. Yeah.
What do you not like about his game? Max, comment why you don't like his game.
I don't have any issues with this game.
I just think his problem is his ceiling. He has a really high floor. And yeah. Like,
man,
I don't think
AJ
he's a
Griffin's
bust. Dude, AJ Griffin. I'm scared. He already had injury.
Bust guy. Is he even a bust considering where he got drafted though?
Can't you be a bust if you're just a first round pick, or is there a point where is it just lotteries?
I wouldn't even. Yeah,
is a bust referred?
I think it shouldn't even. I think it should be like top 10. I think actually.
I think lotteries.
I think Denzel Valentine got picked at like 14.
He's a bust.
Yeah, but I feel like that's giving him a lot of credit. But I guess because
why the fuck was he taken?
I don't know, and he was like 24 too. So,
dude,
it was the year they lost in the first round. I remember.
Yeah,
it was in Mexico.
Yeah, Denzel Valentine, he played like 4 years and they took him 14th overall. And it's not like he was good at Michigan State. Like he shot 19 points per game his last year. But like, I really don't see what was the hype off of it. Also, did you know Loyola Chicago? Oh, wait, you told me this. Drew Valentine's brother is the head coach of Loyola Chicago.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
AJ Griffin, he fell from the lottery because he has the knees of a 40-year-old man. Because they said that his knees were so bad, like terrible. Ben Simmons, will he ever play again? Yeah, he has to play again because the Nets can't trade him. Like the Nets probably would have traded Ben Simmons already if they could have, but I don't think anyone's calling them for Ben Simmons.
No, I would though. If I'm Chicago,
At this
I'm
point,
picking up that phone.
Nah, if I'm the Nets, I'm trading Kyrie and Kevin Durant, and I'm running 1 year with Ben Simmons to give him a shot to be like the front man of a team and see what he can do. And that way he reestablishes his trade value. So at the very least, if Ben Simmons is, hot dog shit, at least someone can give me something in compensation to see that he can play. And yeah.
Maybe Ben Simmons and Cam Thomas can be the bad boy Brooklyn backcourt duo.
Max Hill, you have to understand in the NBA there's 2 rounds. The second round doesn't really matter. The second round is just used so people can get their draft rights so they can get first dibs on a guy. But I think in the NFL there's 7 rounds. So honestly, the first round is so vital because in the first round, if you draft somebody in the first round, it's a guaranteed blue chip prospect. In the NBA, the top 15 players are arguably blue chip prospects. Anything after 15, you're just taking who you think is the best player. You agree with that? That's why it's a first round draft pick is different than a first round draft pick in the NFL.
Second rounders are extremely valuable in the NFL.
Yeah, there's so many good players who are like borderline first round picks or literally drafted in the second round. And you can be a bust and be called in a second round pick and be called a bust in the NFL. Even a third round.
In any round.
Yeah. It's just different. It's like baseball. Like how many superstar baseball players are actually drafted in the first round? Aren't there a bunch of guys who like come up like even undrafted or like in the 15th round?
I don't know too much about baseball.
You're wearing a baseball hat, so.
I don't know too much about baseball.
John Collins for Ben Simmons, straight up.
I hate this so much. I don't know if that's real or if that's a joke, because I hate this so much that this can even be a subject of conversation. Oh, man, I hate this comment.
You hated that. I know you did.
We can't compare John Collins to 3-time All-Star Ben Simmons. Come on.
Kai Soto has returned to the NBL. He will.
No! God damn it, bro.
Kai Soto. Okay. After
my most viewed video ever.
He did not get an NBA deal, but he's going to be playing for the FIFA Asian Cup, and he'll also play the FIFA World Cup Asian qualifiers, but he is still committed. He has 1 year left in his 2-year deal with Adelaide 36ers, and it seems like he will reprise his role in the 2022 to 2023 season with the Adelaide 36ers.
Well, that blows, and I love you too, Aaron.
Yeah, and
right. Fine for it's actually bullshit. You know what? It's actually bullshit.
Kai Soto will actually be facing NBA teams this preseason. There will be at least 2 NBA preseason games this October where two NBL teams, one of them being the Adelaide 36ers, most likely will face an NBA team in the preseason.
It's just fucking horse cock.
You're not fine.
How did this man go undrafted?
Dude, Ben Simmons will only need to shoot 30% from 3 and shoot like 5 attempts, and everyone will be fine with it.
Ben Simmons will be a 3-point shooter if he comes back to the... Dude, honestly, just get Ben to Toronto. Give him the damn ball.
The Nick Nurse pill.
Let's figure this shit out.
Give him the Nick Nurse pill.
Like, let's just figure this shit out. Send him to Toronto. Toronto, make the trade, make the call. I mean, you already know that. First off, Toronto, a 3-point. If Ben Simmons is going to find a shot, it's probably going to be in Toronto. And if Ben Simmons develops a shot in Toronto, I mean, let's not act like they wouldn't run the league. So,
dude, I honestly think that like if Ben Simmons shot 4 to 5 3-pointers a game, even at 30%. And he still did everything else he did well, he would still be a 50% from the field shooter, shoot 30% from 3. He'd easily be a 20-point scorer. And the fact that he doesn't even need to be a good 3-point shooter. He just needs to take enough threes and make them at least 30% so defenses respect him and they don't leave him on an island.
Yeah.
I don't think Kai Soto sucks. It's just that everyone is overhyping him because of views due to like how many Filipinos are ops things. So like they make him seem like he's better. Kai Soto is better than Boban Marjanovic, but
Dude, I got 200,000 views.
I know.
Soto video.
I think Kai Soto.
200,000.
And is there any footage or is it just you?
I think it's just my face.
I don't know how you did that, but I just think at this point, Kai Soto he's a backup center. He can't play 30 minutes a night. He can play 20.
Oh, it's just picture. Oh, there actually is some clip.
Yeah, Ben Simmons needs Westbrook confidence.
Ben Simmons is a fucking dork. How can he I hope this man figures it out because he can be so cool. Ben Simmons is so cool and he's so good at basketball. And I really hope that the Brooklyn Nets blow up their roster and Ben Simmons is there because Ben Simmons will propel the Brooklyn Nets to a playoff seed because he's that good. But once we get to the playoffs, I don't know.
1 second. My dog being a cunt.
This dog's tweaking.
She's not tweaking. She's like laying.
Ben is 100% a beta male. It's money on the.
What's a beta male?
It's spot on.
What's a beta male? Like a simp?
Dorks. Yeah, it's a simp. It's simps and dorks and geeks and nerds. Incels. You know the vibe. And that's what he is. But when he's good, when he's playing, man, maybe it was because he had Joel too, and then you also had like Jimmy and Tobias and a lot of
JJ
other
Redick.
JJ Redick. He had a lot of guys at different periods, but this man is very talented when he's playing.
Yeah, it's interesting as all hell. So, any closing remarks? Anything we should look out for?
You should keep an eye out on the Houston Rockets to win it all. I think they play tonight.
Are the Houston Rockets going to trade Eric Gordon or KJ Martin?
I don't care. I hope.
Yo, Max Hill, you missed the whole MILF Hunter. We were talking about that right before you came on. We had maybe a good 10-minute segment where we were talking about.
It'll be clipped.
It'll be clipped, yeah. Yo, Tragic Rage, clip that. Clip that all together. The Zach Wilson conference. Yeah. We got a producer. We'll just tell, we're not producer, editor, to clip it. But, all right. I do need to pee really bad, and my dog wants to go on a walk.
And I need a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Dude, that sounds so good, but I'm more of a sausage, egg, and cheese.
Those are really good, too. Those are really, really fucking good.
I
might have to go to an Einstein now just to get a sausage.
Oh, you guys don't have Jewish. You guys only have Einsteins. You guys don't have Jewish bagel shops owned by Jews, like how it should be.
No.
Go to Maryland and Baltimore. There's like a bagel shop on every corner.
All right. Yeah.
But that's also because we have the second biggest Jewish population in America behind New York City.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I want a lot.
Like probably like 40% of my friends are Jews. Like I'm Jew.
Oh, wow.
I'm a Jew. A lot of my friends are Jews.
Nice.
I mean, there's not many Jews out here in Midwest America. When I tell them I'm a Jew, they're like, "How's that?" I'm like, "It's like being a Christian, except Jesus hasn't came."
I don't.
It's just a joke that I'm telling them the Messiah hasn't came. It's a terrible joke.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Or like sometimes when Jehovah's come to my house, they're like, "Do you want to hear about your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?" And I'll look at them. I'm like, "I'm Jewish," and they're like, "Oh, how's that?" I'm like,
how's that?
And I'm like, it's good. The Messiah hasn't came yet, so I don't need to hear about your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because.
He's supposed to. Does God come back in the Jewish religion?
In the Torah, so the Bible, the first half of the Bible is the Torah. So Christianity takes the Torah and then adds a few hundred pages. And those few hundred pages are the story of Jesus. We don't have the story of Jesus because basically the world will end when Jesus comes.
Oh. So they're like contradictory.
In a way, well, Judaism.
What would the Bible say if Jesus came back?
That's when reparations happen. The apocalypse.
That's
The new
kind of like what's going down right now.
Not really. Raptures would happen. Like
I don't. There's too many. There's a lot of things right now that are being like the Georgia Guidestones. There's a lot of things being just conveniently struck by lightning
well,
right
it's
now.
actually a lot likely to you're like, getting struck by lightning isn't that rare.
But the Georgia Guidestones that say we should be under one universal law, one universal order, one universal religion, one universal language, and that we should keep the human population below 500 million.
Wait, what?
It's an omen. It's an omen.
Georgia Stones, they're called.
The Georgia Guidestones were made in like I think 1980.
They blew up.
It got struck by lightning, and it literally says there should be it's how the world should be ran. The Georgia Guidestones are like how the world should be ran for the future, and it's one language, one religion, one universal religion. It's basically a
You
new world
asshole. They
order.
were what's it called? They were exploded. Someone exploded them.
I don't know if there's any conspiracies out there, but that's what
A
went down.
prosecutor called it an act of domestic terrorism.
Whoa! So wait, are you serious? The Georgia
Yeah.
Guidestones
Yeah, someone blew them fucking up. Yeah, that's not lightning. That's a fucking bomb,
got blown
bro.
up
Yeah,
after bombing. Whoa! Yeah. What the fuck?
yeah, dude. Yeah, you fucking idiot. Over.
But like, I don't like the
There are
Georgia
weather
Guidestones.
machines in Russia. Russia. There's just search them up. The giant Russian metal wall, and then in Alaska, I believe we have another one. There are these Okay, yeah. Aaron just explained it in layman terms what it is, but if you want to go more deep into it, the thing is that as a Jew, we don't have an afterlife. We have paradise. We don't have like in Christianity, you guys have heaven or hell. We have no conceptualized belief in Judaism of an afterlife. It's just paradise. So it's whatever I want my afterlife to be. That's why I like Judaism. I choose.
But if Jesus or God comes back, you're fucked. Is the way it.
Yeah, is where it's waved. That's why you want to be a good Samaritan. So when they do come back, you come. Also, so in Alaska, the weather machine is called HARP. Have you never seen HARP?
No,
This is how we control the weather, allegedly.
that's sick. I
So
like that. I like
Rush,
that take.
no, this is like legit. People who know shit know this is the Alaskan weather machine. This is it. This is what it looks like. This is in Alaska. This is how we. This little thing. This is how it looks like on a map.
I'm gonna go on some Reddit. What is it called?
HARP. HAARP. Just search it up, and then here's the Russian one. Russia is the only other country that. Here's Russia. Look at this. This is what Russia's look like.
I wouldn't be surprised if we control the weather one day.
It's in Chernobyl. Russia's is in Chernobyl.
Oh, controlling the weather is a conspiracy. Okay.
Okay. Wait, Aaron Barton, can you explain then what the purpose of HARP and this Russian thing is? Is it not controlling? I thought that's what they're like weather antennas. There's something to do with the weathers, I thought. Can you if you know, can you explain? I always thought HARP was controlling the weather.
I think if they were going to control the weather, they'd do it down in Antarctica.
Well, honestly, I take that back. They're not controlling the weather because why the fuck would there be a drought right now in California if they could control the weather?
You want to control the masses if you're if the that would be the conspiracy answer to that question is that you're trying to create chaos. We're in our fourth timeline right now on how history moves in 80 years,
What do you mean?
You know how history moves in 80-year cycles and it's 20-year increments. We're in the chaos portion right now, right after when 2008 financial crisis hit, we moved from I forget what it is, but we moved into crisis. So we'll be in crisis mode until about 2028.
And then what happens
That
after
would
crisis?
be
What's after crisis mode?
it's like enlightenment. So think
So 2030 is going to be a good.
Beatles.
So good decade, 2030.
2030 is supposed to be a euphoric decade, just like post World War II. And because 80
So
years
like,
ago we had World War II, 80 years before that we had the
holy shit, yeah, 1940s,
Civil War, and then we had 80 years before that we had the Revolutionary War.
yeah. So
So
you're
that's why
right.
there's thought of a new war in
So
the
that's
next
why
20
you're
years.
saying like, yeah, so the 20s is like the 1940s. So the 2030s will be the 1950s. The 2040s will be the 1960s.
No, it's 20 years. Yeah,
Oh,
so
so
you'll have your
2030 will be the 50s through till the 70s.
yeah, and then like not revolutions, but like when like acid came and like Bob Marley, that will be
Enlightenment.
20
Yeah,
years after this next.
that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. That's pretty cool.
You're a history guy. Look into
No,
it.
I actually am gonna watch a
Yeah.
video on this. I'm about to get stoned and watch it.
Nice.
All right, I gotta
It's
piss.
Monday
My
at
dog wants to go to
10:45.
walk. What? It's 10:45. Yeah, I usually
Thought
smoke
about it.
before this. I got things to do.
You know what? Okay.
I get high. I do my things. Then I go get
So-
high and I play
so-
basketball.
Yeah, that's so.
What?
That's so unordinary. I love
Well, when we have a studio, you're literally gonna see me like pre-record, just go get insanely high, sit down, and you're just gonna be like, "How are you functioning?" And I'm just be like,
I'm gonna have to give it I'm gonna have to give it a shot one day and just see how it goes.
"I
I
have."
appreciate it, Aaron.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Aaron. We appreciate you every time. So, yo, no, you're good, bro. I know you're a family man, so you gotta take care of the missus and everyone. So, shout out to you. Max Hill, shout out to you. Also, Mr. 81. And who else was on the stream? Straight Texan. We had Tyrus McBrooks. And everyone who joined us today, thank you for coming on. We'll be back tomorrow. Oh, and Cozy. Also, Chad B. Everyone here, thank you for joining.
Baby.
Everyone, thank you. Go check out Jackson's channels and his Twitter. Links are in the description. Check out my shit. Links in the description. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time, 9:30 Central Time, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 in the morning Western Time. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, Jackson.
God, bro. Peace. Have a good one.